Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Michaela and I'm going to do today with you Antonia Cut Out cropped top with an underband, and this top is so cute and so beautiful and can be both used for pole dancing or for sportswear. I have here, this is my front piece, and as you see, this is the cutout. It's not too much, it's not too revealing. I find it just perfect. And what it has as well, very special, and I will actually give the option, both options for like a full coverage back and cutout back. I really like the idea of an open back. So yes, I've designed this beautiful cutout back. Yes, and here I have the underband. You can cut it in fold or you can cut it two pieces. I had the fabric I had, it was not too long, so I could only cut it in two pieces, so I will put them together. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to place the lycra on top of my lycra. So I'm going to pin the ends of my band, so that would be already prepared, although I'm just gonna use it only in the back. So I pin the end of my bands like this, and then next for my front piece and as well for the back piece, we are going to do the following things. So I'm going to place my lycra on top of my lining. This is my lining fabric. As you see, it's a very light fabric, but you can also do this top reversible. So if you wish to have it reversible, I will be doing it, showing you with a concealed seam. So you can, yes, you can totally do it reversible, but please have in mind that the band, if you want that it's reversible, you should divide it in two like this here, and then you can have it reversible, but you have to take in account the seam allowance. So yes, what you see me doing here, I'm actually pinning the sides. I'm pinning the neck area, I'm pinning the arm area. I will be pinning the cutout area, and the only thing I'm going to leave undone would be the lower part and as well the shoulders and the sides. So if you give me just a minute, I'll be pinning. Okay, so as you can see, my top is already prepared, my front piece is already prepared. I've pinned the neck area, I've pinned the two underarms and the cutout piece. I've left the sides and the lower back undone, and as well the shoulders, I will be leaving them undone. And I will actually be doing the same thing for my back piece exactly. I'm going to repeat exactly the same steps. So I'm going to be pinning my neck area, my underarm area, and the cutout hole, my both underarms areas. Okay, and I will go ahead already and I will serge, but if you don't have a serger, you can always use your zigzag stitch on your normal sew machine. And I will be adding elastic in the same time. Adding elastic is actually optional. I prefer it because I like the way it gives me more support everywhere. So as you can see, I'm not at all pulling the elastic. The elastic goes through the elastic foot, and I cut it just a little bit before my end because I don't want that it's too bulky when I will be attaching it, connecting it with my back piece. So I will continue the same way now along the neck area and all the rest of the parts where I've already pinned. I will be doing this off camera, and then once I'm done, I will be showing you the next steps. Okay, so I've got here my back piece already serged, and as you can see, I added elastic as well. So I have here my back piece and my front piece, and the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to actually turn my back piece on the right side of the fabric, and I'm going to do straight stitch over my shoulder parts. So here I'm going to do a straight stitch, just a basting stitch, so my fabric, my lycra and my lining stay together for when I want to introduce it inside of the front piece. And afterwards I'm going to connect the sides, but for this I will be showing you once it's introduced into the back piece. So I'm going ahead and I will be doing the straight stitch to the shoulders. So it's on the setting is on the highest stitch length, and this basting stitch is literally just to hold my lycra and my lining in place. So I'll be doing it on the other side. Here it is. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce my back piece into my front piece, and I'm going to connect the shoulders. And you have to be very careful that you're not that you're lining up the lycra together with the lycra. As you see, my front piece, it's still turned on the wrong side of the fabric, and my back piece, it's turned on the right side of the fabric. So this way they can match up. So I'm introducing here the other side. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to match them up really good at the ends, like this. And I'm going to pull out a little bit the end, like that. Okay, so the same, I'm going to do a straight stitch over making sure that I'm actually sewing over 4 layers of fabric. Oh, sorry. Okay. So like I said, I'm sewing over 4 layers of fabric. So I start a little bit further, and I will do a few stitches, then I go back and forth. Okay, so as you can see, I'm holding these ends. I was holding these ends of my other side just that they match together really well. And now I'm going ahead and I reduce my stitch length and I go one more time over. And I will go ahead and trim these edges, so then I have a beautiful ending. So if you don't want any bulkiness, you should trim as close as you can to the seam. So now I'm going and I will be doing the same thing on the other side, on the other shoulder. And once I'm done, I'm going to show you how I stitch the sides together of the front piece and the back piece. Okay, so I have got both of my shoulders already stitched, and now what we are going to do, we are going to connect the sides, the side of the back piece and the side of the front piece. So as you can see, we are matching, so I am matching the lycra with the lycra and the lining with the lining, and I like to pin it right at the seam first and then on the sides, and I will be doing the same thing on the other side. And as you saw, I was just checking that my fabric didn't get twisted in between. So now I'm going ahead and I will be first doing a basting stitch because I want my seams to be completely synchronized in the middle. So I go ahead and I'm doing the basting stitch before serging, and I make sure that my seams will be on top of each other. Like this. And next I'm going ahead and I'm going to do an overlock stitch, so I will serge it as well. Like I said, if you don't have a serge, you can always use a zigzag stitch. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the same step on the other side, and once I'm done, I will be showing you the next step. Okay, so I have here my sides serged on each side. My sides are serged, my shoulders are serged, and I'm going ahead and I will be turning the top completely on the right side of the fabric. We are almost finished and it's looking really good. So next I'm going to do a basting stitch all over the lower side, and this time I will be making small cuts into my basting stitch, and I will explain you in a minute why. Okay, so as you know, a basting stitch is just a straight stitch, so it doesn't have a lot of elasticity. So I'm making these little cuts into it so it allows my fabric to stretch. So I'm doing this basting stitch to secure my lycra with my lining fabric. So when I will connect them to the lining, to the underbust band, that it's not slippery, so it's not difficult for me to connect it, the band with the top together. So I'll be doing this other basting stitch off camera, and then once I'm done, I will be showing you how to add the band. Okay, so I have here my band prepared, and I have here my top prepared already. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fold over the band over my top. So I'm kind of like introducing my band over the top like this. And first thing, I'm going to start pinning from the seam. So this step, it can be a little bit tricky because of the cutout holes, but it's actually so easy. So what I do on this side, I am actually pinning like normal, like this. And like that. So I'm not pulling the fabric and I'm not manipulating it. I'm actually just pinning around like this. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm gonna go with my serger and I'm going to attach it. So like I said, I will be starting first, on the seam area. So I make sure that I will make sure that I am matching my seam in the same place like this. And for this band, I'm not adding any elastic. I have shown in my Paola top how to add the elastic, so if you wish adding elastic, you should be following the Paola top adding elastic part. And I will go away all around the band. Okay, so I've added already the first part of my elastic like this, and you see that it's already serged here. And then the next, I'm going to serge all around. So if you don't have a serger, please do use your zigzag stitch. And the reason why I serge it is it's just that it's easier to turn it on the to fold it over on the other side. Okay, so here it is. I've got already my band attached, and the next step I'm going to do, I'm actually going to turn it. I will turn the top on the right side, on the wrong side, on the lycra side, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it. I hope you see it good enough. I'm going to fold this edge. I will fold it over the other edge. So this part, it's a little bit tricky because you want your the edges, you want them to match together. So in order that they match good together, you will have to pin all around, and you shall not be stretching the fabric at all. So as you can see, I'm literally just making sure that my edges are matching together. So yeah, I will be folding it like this and the other edge over, because this way you will have a reversible top. Then I will be going ahead and I will be top stitching it. You can top stitch it with a zigzag stitch or with, well, yeah, the only way to have it reversible is top stitching it with a zigzag stitch. With a cover stitch, you know you will not have it reversible because you will have one side a nice beautiful stitch, and on the other side it will not be so beautiful. So yeah, I'm going to pin all around, and once I'm done, I will be showing you how I top stitch it with my zigzag stitch. Okay, so I finished top stitching. I finished pinning it, and now I'm going ahead and I'm going to top stitch it using a zigzag stitch, and I will be starting actually on this end. I'll be placing my fabric underneath just like that. So I always like to start and stop my seams at my start and stop my stitches near my seams, so they are easier to be hidden. And I'm going to use a triple zigzag stitch this time. It's a little, sorry, I will be using a normal zigzag stitch. So yes, because maybe not everybody has a triple zigzag stitch. And I do a few stitches back and forth, and then I just make sure that the edges are always like on top of each other. So for this step, it's important that you're not going very fast because you don't want your edges to be uncovered. And in the same time, you want to zigzag stitch quite close to the edge, so it will not be unfolding. Whenever you're getting to this little like parts where the fabric becomes where the fabric like starts here, I always like guide it a little bit more inside. So I make sure that this is really well hidden inside. Okay, so we are almost near the finishing line, and like I said, whenever I'm getting to this bit, I fold it a little bit more inside. Okay. I go ahead and I trim. I do it a few back and forth stitches. And as you saw, we did all the band sewing from the lining side, because the on the lycra side was already attached. So we did all the band attachment. We did it from the lining. Yes. So it's a little bit wavy. I'm going ahead and I'm going to give a little press with my Cricut. But overall, look how beautiful it looks like. I'm just so excited to wear it. And yes, I hope you like it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Happy sewing!